Finally, I just wanted to make a few brief words about World Youth Day. This is me again, but pointing over the city of Rio, where the last Camino, or where the last World Youth Day was, where I got to go to Rio 3 years ago. That's a picture we took. It's really cool to be close to the Holy Father and celebrate his joy, especially Pope Francis, who's so good with the youth and stopping the car every 5 seconds and getting out, talking to people. It's a good place to encounter so many people from all over the world. You can see a Japanese flag here. I mean, there were people I met people from Israel, Egypt, that were Christians. I met Catholics from all over Europe. I met tons of Catholics from South America, of course, in Rio. It was an incredible, awesome experience. And I don't know, if you got questions about World Youth Day, I'd love to answer them, but I don't want to go too long. Finally, just some things about gear. So I'm kind of wrapping up now. I'm going to say right now, just because we're a long ways out, you're going to need to start looking at gear. And I have sent out a list, or I don't know if I have, but I'm going to send out a list. But you need a good pack. You don't have to have, this is an 80-liter pack, 65 and 15. You need a pack that's going to be between 30 and 50 liters most likely, but you can get up to 70 liters depending on your weight. The thing is that we're going to World Youth Day after, so the typical amount of weight you want to carry on the Camino is around 30 liters, which is not a lot at all, especially in the summer, which is a small pack. I mean, this pack is probably 25 liters, so like a backpack looking, but a pack just a little bit bigger than that. It's a pretty small pack. So we might be able to have the chance to leave things in Madrid so that we can do the Camino with lightweight and then come back and get some more stuff for World Youth Day. Because on the Camino we'll be staying in albergues, which are like little hostels. We probably won't need a sleeping bag. We probably won't need a lot of things that we would like to bring to World Youth Day, which, for example, like maybe an extra jacket, maybe some extra clothes. On the Camino you want to have like 2 or 3 pairs of clothes maximum. And so it's very simple. You're going to live the simple life of a pilgrim. You don't need a lot of stuff. But then when we go to World Youth Day, you're going to want a few more things. And so you're going to want to have, I have like my sleeping bag, an inflatable sleeping pad. It's good to have. This is an inflatable sleeping pad, so it's like kind of like a blow-up mattress, I guess, but an inflatable pad. You see some people with like more complicated stuff, like they're going to go camping. You're not really going to need a lot of that. It's more for show, I think. I don't know, but and you're going to want to have good shoes. As of now, you need to start, and I would say people who are interested, and I'm going to start, you guys will be in connection, and everyone who's connected to the trip will need to start looking at getting good hiking shoes. Now is a good time to start looking for prices. Sierra Trading Post has really good prices. Go to the store and try to price them on. The summertime is warm, so you could probably use some tennis shoes, but you're going to want to have some pretty solid shoes for that 180 miles you're going to walk in. That's just practical stuff. So, yeah, Camino bag. Oh yeah, so yeah, walking stick, maybe you're going to want that. Yeah, so that's where we're at. That's everything. So you guys know I have the 3 trips on here. So the Camino by itself, I'm going to start offering because I'm going to run out of time for World Youth Day, and if people want to walk the Camino, which is also more for my friends in Philadelphia. But the Camino is going to be around $1,900, $1,950, because it does not include World Youth Day registration. World Youth Day registration is about $700. It includes all lodging and food, and plus a lot of other little things for 10 days. So it's pretty cheap. I think you're pretty much staying on a cot with a bunch of other people. You have a shower, you have a place to go. I think it'll probably be like army barracks or something. I don't know where we're going to be staying. But pretty simple. This will be the first World Youth Day that will have more visitors than the city is of size. World Youth Day, so for example, Rio was a city of 9 million and there were 1.5 million visitors. Krakow is a city of like 700,000 and they're planning about 1.5 million visitors. So it will be the first time that there will actually be more human beings there than the city can ever hold. So they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. It was Pope Francis, of course, isn't really thinking about practical things when he makes these declarations. They're essentially going to set up a lot of army barracks around the city. The good news is the city's not very big, so you can get around it easy and walk and see everything in Krakow. Bad news is we'll be out in the fields in Poland, which will be kind of cool. Yeah, and then the final trip is a trip just World Youth Day by itself that we're doing. It includes the flight in its cost. So these first two don't include the flight in there, and depending on the price varies a little bit. So that stuff's online. So last slide.
What's the Camino and the World Youth Day?
Camino and World Youth Day is this middle one, 2,600 plus flight.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
And then the bottom one is just World Youth Day?
Just World Youth Day.
Gotcha.
Includes flight. So
How much is flight?
the flight will be around $1,300. So
Round trip?
Round trip.
Cool.
So it'll be about 3,900. So yeah, it's
Nice.
almost exactly.
It's like nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
and this is for a 24-day trip. So I'm trying to do this cheap as possible. It's like less than $100 a day. Like I'm trying to do. Well, it's around 120 bucks a day.
Yeah.
Trying to do it as cheap as possible.
Wait, you said the flight was what? Sorry?
About $1,300 right now. I mean, if we buy it about 3 months ahead, it's gonna be about $1,300.
Cool.
Finally, just a little slide. This will send this to everybody out there, all the people in La La Land as well. Yeah, I just put a few little memes up, and like the excuses that you want to tell yourself about how expensive the trip might be. Don't let that please be an obstacle. I'm serious. Like it's too expensive. I don't know if you guys are too old for Austin Powers, probably too young. You guys didn't watch Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too expensive.
So really, as we've seen already, Maggie's already has success in her fundraising. If you do it, if you do the work, it'll happen. I've done it with 3 or 4 trips of my own. I've done it with my life. I have to fundraise for my own life. So I can exist as a brother. So I know that people are generous and willing to help, especially with spiritual things. Especially if you take the time to explain to them. That's why I took the time to explain to you guys today what this trip means. It's not just another going out camping. It's not just another going out. Like, take the time to explain to them what World Youth Day means, what it means to go on a spiritual pilgrimage. I think it will be the most impactful part of our trip, will be actual walking. Take the time to explain to them what it means, because it really will not be an obstacle to raise the money. Some of you might already have the money, which would be great, but not all of us do. So, done. Thank you. Questions, thoughts, feelings? Good.
So when do you leave for the Camino versus when you leave for the...
Yeah, so the World Youth Day trip will leave the 19th of July.
Okay.
And get back, the 20th of July, and we'll get back on the 1st.
The Camino or the World Youth Day?
World Youth Day.
Okay, cool.
The Camino will leave July 12th.
Oh, okay.
And get back August 1st.
Gotcha.
So we'll do July 12th to July 26th in Spain.
Okay.
And July 26th, we'll fly to Krakow, the day the World Youth Day starts. Our flight will probably arrive during the opening mass, which won't be a big deal. The Pope's not there yet. The Pope doesn't arrive until 2 days in.
Okay.
We'll arrive that night, probably arrive for a late mass, who knows. Go to bed, then we'll have, World Youth Day officially starts Wednesday, so we'll be there Tuesday late. Wednesday, Thursday night the Pope arrives. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the 3 big days of World Youth Day. Like the catechesis and all, I can explain all the dynamics of that if you want. But then the Pope's events are Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. There's 4 events with the Pope. The first 3 nights and then the final mass on Sunday afternoon. And Sunday afternoon, you pass out and you forget what happened in the last 30 days and you're like, holy crap, that was a long trip. This was awesome. And you go to bed, you wake up, you fly back to Spain, spend the day in Spain, and then fly back to the US that night. So, probably get to see Madrid on that last day pretty well, hopefully, depending on how the flights work out. So, yeah, that's the trip.
Yeah.
It's exciting as the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
More exciting. You can turn off the camera, please.